Okay, hey everybody, it is Wednesday night, April 12th. Someone challenged me on the date today, by the way, and it really made me think for a second, like, I know I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I know it's Wednesday, and I know it's the 12th. I really was confident, but you know how the customer is always right? So, okay, it's the 11th today. I'm lying. Anyway, it's the 12th of April, and I'm pretty jazzed to be chatting with all of you that are live. So if you're going to watch the playback, you're going to see lots of smiling faces. We also have Sarah and Jenny on the phone if you can't see their faces and you're wondering who the call lines are. So I'm going to give us a couple minutes. This is the most important thing we're going to do tonight, which is celebrate our successes and then also talk about any struggles you're all having. So open forum, somebody just take the lead and go. Somebody tell me what you're celebrating first. I'm just writing down some notes of. Oh, go ahead.
Hitting team leader numbers last month and it's within reach for this month again. So aspiring team leader will hopefully be team leader soon. So pretty exciting.
Awesome. We're all celebrating you. People, you look like a bunch of dead people. Like, come on. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you for smiling, Jacqueline, Tabitha. And you can be muted. It's okay, but just look up and smile at least because my sake feels like when I Zoom, I am the only one. I know that I can see you, but it's still weird. It's different than Facebook Live where like the little dinger's going, but I can't see your reactions. So I feel safe still. But when I can see your reactions, I don't feel so safe anymore. So it's like, I feel like I'm at a party, but yet you're not really going to talk back to me. It's just different. So, okay. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing. Who else has something they're celebrating?
I'm already at like almost $700 in almost the beginning of the month.
Whoa. That's very exciting. Congratulations. Yeah. How does
Especially
that feel?
Pretty good because I didn't really hit goals that I wanted to last month. So
awesome. So this month's feeling way better.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Can I ask you really quick to share with the group what's different? What are you doing different?
Well, I actually have a party this month. And I'm kind of reaching out, like, instead of trying to get people to do parties, I'm reaching out more, like, to do more one-on-one things. So I have a lot of individual orders now. So
great.
To be helping.
Yeah, Crystal's a team leader on our team, and her strength actually is not parties. She's having a hard time keeping them on our calendar. I know she won't mind that I share this because she would share it with you face to face. Again, I'll never disclose information if I feel like it's something that you don't want everyone to know. But Crystal is open with that. She's having a hard time finding her vision here, but one-on-ones are her jam. She could do 10 one-on-ones and probably do better than doing 2 parties, honestly. And for her, if she likes that more, she's more comfortable. That's kind of going to be our focus on this call too, is like creative ways to get through spring. I love spring. And I think this is a great time, like tonight, to go out to a workout would have been something all winter long I would have said no to. It's just why haul my baby out in the cold? But it's spring, right? It was warm. He played on the playground at the gym. I paid a sitter to come and just watch him there. And I got a workout in. And it's taking that mentality and helping your hostesses see that too. Why spring is great. Why this is such a great time. And so, Katrina, if it means one-on-one for you, congratulations. That's awesome that you're figuring that out. And good, you should be celebrating those sales. Those are awesome sales to have early in the month. Yeah, I think you were kicking my butt till today. I put orders in today. Don't you worry. I'm chasing all of you. I gotta work harder. Sarah's selling us. I gotta go harder this month, I decided. So I'm kidding, by the way. My goal is never to beat. I want you guys to beat me. But I have a personal goal by conference. And so I actually have to sell $5,000 if I want to hit that goal-ish a month. And that's steep for me. So I've got to push. Okay, who else has something to celebrate? Come on.
Well, I've had a couple of friends get back to me that have just kind of ignored messages and since I launched in January, and a couple of them got back to me that they actually really love Wildtree and want to do parties for me in the future. They've just been busy. So
yay!
A few people that you just kind of write off as no's because they don't get back to you, and then just randomly 3 of them now got back to me. So that was kind of nice.
Yay!
Yeah, people I thought weren't going to be part of Wildtree with me then actually are excited about it. So
cool. Can I give you a tip on getting them dated? if you're at that, you'll know, Jacqueline, if you're in that place with conversation. But one thing I always do is like, thank you so much for getting back to me. And if you've responded, I'm sure you said that because it probably made your day that they did. And then I lead into conversation as to like, oh, what are your favorites? You know, I really do try to get to know them and then jot that in my calendar at somewhere. But then, and I usually jot it, I have extra pages in my calendar and I keep them in there. And that way, if it takes them 6 months to book, you've got that. And you guys might've seen today, I actually used the notes I had written about a person that commented on a post in my recipe club. Now they're outdated, but at least it showed her that I actually had taken notes 6 months ago about adobo. Anyway, purpose is you get to know them and then you can lead them into 3 options, which is, hey, I know that you said, you know, you aren't quite out of your stuff yet, but I'm actually booking pretty far out because summer is busy and fun and family trips and stuff. Can I toss you some dates? You know, and then number 2 might just be for an option. I'll follow up with you next month and see how we're looking. And option 3 might be, you know, I don't even know in this case what I would do for maybe 3 options. Maybe I would just do 2 because your goal is to get them booked if they've shown that interest. So that's just advice because the months go so fast, you guys. It's already April 12th. And so I today had to shift my mindset. Like now I'm kind of past May already. Of course, if I get more bookings, which I'm trying to, I will put them. But I'm really actually starting to focus on my June bookings because some of that I want to close in May, right? Because we're in a workshop business and a tasting business and a salad business and a breakfast burrito business. We're in a lot of business right now. But you got to kind of be thinking ahead too. So that might, Jacqueline, help you. I'm not saying you didn't do that already. Just that's what this call is for. So be aware that.
One of them, her hurdle is feeling like her apartment is too small. So she said, you know, even 10 people would be way too many. So we're trying to get creative on where else she could host. So I don't know if you, Kayla, or anybody has ideas.
I have a place that's free. Is she in Fond du Lac here?
She's in Milwaukee.
Damn. Okay.
But where's your free place in Fond du Lac?
Well, you just have to let me know because dates, like I have to look ahead, but right up the road from my house, there's the apartments that have the pool in Fond du Lac right across from the Hyundai dealer. We had our fall kickoff there. Katrina, you were there. You were brand new. I remember you coming in. And were either of the other 2? No, you guys, nobody else. You're all new since then. I
hosted a tasting there.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
It was really convenient. It's got like a kitchenette and everything.
Yep. It's got like 5 tables, you guys, a boardroom, and it's got a kitchenette. So long story short, I'm on a lease with my father-in-law because just long story short, doesn't matter why. I'm on his lease. And so I have access to it, which means I also have access to the pool this summer. We should have a pool party.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, let's do that. I know. I'm not even kidding. I'm actually meaning we should go have a pool party. But I just booked it for one of our other new recruits on the team, Jessica, and I think she's going to watch this. She actually just asked to be added to the Growing with Wildtree group, but she's using it, I think 1 date so far, and because she has an issue with her space in her house. So, but okay, so besides that though, I actually try to veer from that then if they're not in Fond du Lac. I only try to offer my house, obviously, if it's a Fond du Lac hostess. Some suggestions would be breaking it into 2 times. If she picked a weekend date, you could do some at 10 a.m., some at noon. That's a great way to get around it. Yep. Another great way to get around it too is to be realistic with her and say, here's the deal. If you actually get that many people signed up, we'll deal with it at that point. But the reality is it's likely that you're going to get between 7 and 8 and it might be tight, but we can have 4 workshop while I talk at first and then another 4 workshop while I'm talking. Like you could do like almost opposite. Like get the first set of workshopper started and then go in the living room and chat with the tasters and switch it. There's lots of creative ways. I used to live in a 910 square foot house and I had 13 people workshop at one time. It was crowded. Absolutely. I laid a blanket down on the living room floor and I put a kitchen table in there or a card table. And then I had people like, my stove was one. I mean, Sarah, we've used your house and you've complained about your space 100 times. Sarah had someone on the stove, there were 3 people at the counter, someone at a card table. You just have to get creative with it. But don't say it so bluntly to her. Obviously, I would give her more like, hey, I was talking to my leader about this. And she totally agrees that it's difficult in a smaller space, but we have some really cool solutions. What do you think about this, or this? I would probably go that route with her. Is that helpful? Anybody else have something they want to add? This is not the Kayla show. See, I always do that. I always just answer it.
No, that's a great. That's how I would suggest too, because my house is the same, and it's very helpful when coolers are on the floor and meals are already prepped. So I would just, make sure that everybody is coming with their meals prepped in a cooler, and then we have a small kitchen table. You can have 4 people prepping at a table with the boxes out of the way and the products out and everything. And then, if you have people prepping the same bundle, they can use the same measuring cups and measuring spoons. So space really isn't too big of a deal as long as you're, willing to share and don't mind being crowded a little bit. So
Okay.
Personally, for a rep, the smaller the space, the better. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I mean, my kitchen sometimes can be a disadvantage. I feel like if I'm at the table chatting with someone, my whole island doesn't have my attention and vice versa. It's almost better if you're in my old house. I felt very connected because my butt was rubbing with somebody else's literally, and there's something about that human interaction. So you can look at it both ways as a rep, that if you can get her, it actually won't be a big deal. You'll do just great. It's just getting her over that hurdle. That's great.
Right.
Yep. Cool. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's exciting that they got back to you, though. I'm very excited. Anybody else have something they want to celebrate? Or struggle at this point, but something you celebrate's more fun. Let's be real.
I think I have like 9 events this month, which is my most I've had ever. So
yay.
that is exciting for me because I really suck at booking. So there's that.
You don't suck at booking. Part of it is this is the most excited.
It's not my strong suit.
Jacqueline, does she ever get excited about anything? This is how she talks to me. Like, I might have a good month with 9 parties. I might not have a good month with 9 parties. Like, I got her excited on Monday, you guys. She actually cracked a smile, had a glass of wine with me. She was fun. I'll put her in the fun category. So thank you for that, Jenny, because you made my whole week. I'm celebrating. She has tons of fun.
Yeah.
She's so serious. How do we break her of that? Jenny,
it's only because I'm not super confident about it all the time.
Jenny is not going to say this, but Jenny hit leader numbers last month too. So Jenny is, so Jenny is excited as well. So she's not going to celebrate herself, but I'll celebrate for her. So, and she has
Jenny, I'll celebrate you too.
Thanks, Sarah. And just in case you got to meet Jenny, if you were at the team meeting, her kitchen is as amazing as expected from her words. Her kitchen is beautiful. Like, it's awesome, Jenny. It's beautiful. I'm excited for you. And you're getting married. I mean, you just have a few things going on in your life that are exciting. So
just a couple.
Okay. Who else? Anybody else have something they want to share, or a struggle that you're dealing with, or a hurdle? I liked that word better than struggle, actually, Jacqueline. Thanks for that. Who else has something?
Not a struggle. It's not a struggle yet, but as I look into summer, I can see people like I'm looking into June already. So I mean, I'm just foreseeing, are people, in your experience, are people more hesitant to have parties in the summer months, or are they jacked up about grilling or, like salads, or how do you promote? Do you find that it's easier to book during the week? I guess just looking ahead,
this is awesome. Okay. So where I wanted this call to go, and you just led me there, was the realities of what I have seen historically. January is a high, right? Many of you were here already in January. Just show me a show of hands. Jacqueline, were you with us already in January? Yes, right? Right? Like, you signed in January at some point, right? Sarah, you launched, or right at the end of December, you signed. Jenny, same thing. Jenny and Sarah were together. Tabitha, were you February or March? Okay. So later. It's okay. You can stay muted if you want to. And Katrina, you were last year. Okay. So here's the deal. I'll just walk you through a calendar. I'll start with conference, because that's where everybody leaves like on fire. So you should all come to conference. It's so fun. Okay. Anyway, I get really excited about it now because I have a really fun team now. So it's more fun to go. Okay. So conference is in July, and we all come home, and August is already a great month because it's back to school. We obviously play on that. For real though, teachers and stuff, they want meals in their freezer. I think August is a great month. We also usually do a team social, and it pumps up our team as well. So as you guys are starting to think about your business at that point, you will all be team leaders, and you're going to want something to get your people, your team members pumped up. And so know that I do a team social. I do it at a park up the street here from my house. I have like, you bring your kids, it's a family thing. I bring tattoos. And this year I was thinking like balloon animals, maybe I rent a bouncy house, depending how big our team is. Last year it wasn't quite big enough for that much fun, but this year it's way bigger. So think team social. Okay. And if you're not local, I will mail you some fun balloons in the mail or something, because I feel terrible. But okay, so that's August. And then September starts busy. Katrina, you started then. You can vouch for this. September, October, November, December, steady busy. Fall's great. Falls were my best months historically before I quit my job. Then January is always our biggest month of the year because of double hostess credits. Everybody got that, right? Shake your heads, yes. And February stays pretty strong because of jugs of oil. And March stays strong naturally because why? You just had a really big January and February. And if you're doing your job well, you roll that, it rolls into March with bookings. Then it gets a little harder. April and May are traditionally the hardest months, just because people are debating, do I want to commit to something? Because what if it's nice out? Oh my gosh, school is finishing. Oh my gosh, I'm a teacher and I have conferences and I have papers to grade. Sarah, you can vouch for that. This is just a busy time of the year, right? So make sure, that's where I wanted this call to go. You do validate people in that. I get it too. Did I really want to go tonight? Because I'm still on the fence. It was kind of like getting cooler out, but it's like, no, I'm going to go. It's nice out. And once you get places, you're so glad you went. So make sure you use that, okay? Make sure you also use this as a great season, like spring cleaning, fresh meals, get back on track after losing your New Year's resolutions. Like there's a ton of reasons to eat Wildtree right now. Legit. Okay. Once you get past that, June, typically, do not write this in stone. Don't say Kayla told me, and whatever you do, don't post it in the idea factory. Did anybody think that was funny? Nobody thought that was funny. Okay. I think I have a good sense of humor.
Okay, go.
Okay, thank you. Typically, it's 1.5 times hostess credit in June, and we do half price jugs again. That's what it's always been. 1.5 times hostess credit, so it's almost as good as a double credit. And then just a little bit short, obviously. And then half price jugs, typically. And then we usually do amazing 50% off bundles in the summer. That's what we've always done. So for me, my highest month ever in sales, when I first quit my job, April 15th, was June. I never had a month over 5,000 and I sold 5,700 last June. Now, since then, I had 2 months that have beat that. But January and February, you guys, like the busiest months of the year. So historically, just telling you, I really don't think, Sarah, you're going to run into an issue in June if you're really smart right now and you start booking. I'm actually finding no problem at all with May and June. It was my April that was a little bit harder to get things to stick. And I've done a really solid hostess coaching to save 2 parties this week. And now they're both back on track and people are coming to them and everything is good. So I would just tell you that typically this is a trend we see. Now, other areas, they don't see it till June, July. But I historically have not had an issue in June or July. It's always been spring. And if you ask Jess Schultz, I think she'd agree. I'm trying to think of who's Dana would agree. These guys have been around the block with me now several years. So why? Why is June easier? Pool parties. I've done tons of workshop out on a patio if they have a pool, and I'm just done it outside. Nothing's different. We're just doing it outside. We used to have drink mixes. So honestly, in the summer, many of us would pull the drink mixes out of the hat and use them. But you guys are getting so creative. I mean, you can use many of our products. Like you could use the lemon lime cheesecake blend and come up with some kind of fruity drink that you could serve at a party, like a lemonade of some kind, or use our lemonade blend. It'll be coming back out, I think with spring. Is lemonade coming out actually? We don't know that, do we? Huh. We know that coleslaw is coming out in 4 new products, but we don't know what else is in the spring insert, do we? Does anybody know that and I missed a memo? No, you're all shaking your heads no.
No.
Okay, use the new products as a way to get parties in the summer. I definitely do outside stuff. I do patios. I do tastings. I do more after work, Sarah. You're right. My May and June are already nighttime things, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, post-dinner, come over and have a meal. A lot of grilling. I do couples parties in the summer. Sometimes it's a family barbecue where the women prep meals at the picnic table and the kids and the husbands are grilling. Like each of them are donating 1 meal to grill that night for dinner. And then it's kind of like a potluck. Lots of ideas. That's why I don't think I had a problem. It's just there's so many more ideas when you can be outside, I think. Yeah. Is that helpful? And don't forget too, you guys, fundraisers. We have fundraiser documentation with Wildtree. Those are pretty easy to do. It takes a little bit of planning, especially if you're going to do it for like a school or something. You're going to need to be organized. But we have the ability to do baby showers or wedding showers where you leave a meal for the bride. or the mom to be, and that's super popular. I mean, there's so many things, because think about all the fall weddings that are going to have showers this summer. Think about all the babies that are on the way. Like, people that applies to, and you could throw it out to, if you know the parents, or you can even throw it out to them and say, hey, I know that typically like you don't have a part of your planning of the shower, but would you have a way that I could get a hold of your mom? I have a fun idea and I want to do something really special for you. That kind of thing. Those are just ideas. Does that help you kind of set your mind to ease?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't have great attendance. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is the shower stuff in the Uplift.org docs?
I don't know that we have an actual document. We have graphics in our team page, yes, but I don't think there's any document, because nothing's special than
graphics is what I meant.
Yeah, the graphic does say like you're going to leave a meal for the mom. So they come with that expectation that they're going to do everything normal. But if you had, let's say, 8 people, you would ask them all to pick a different meal, or at least just only let 2 people duplicate, because you don't want the mom to get 6 of number 6, right? You want her to get 1 of 1, 1 of 2, 1 of 3. But people just typically, honestly, like, people are so good. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my customers are so good. And if they're coming to something like that, they can't wait they might even give 2 or 3 meals to the mom and then take the other ones with them. Does that make sense? Obviously, she needs to be present, or she needs to have a big freezer. Think through that ahead of time. That's important. We had one issue where we didn't think that through. So the mother-in-law took all the meals because they didn't have a freezer. That was really funny, actually. I had a lot of crazy stuff happen. What I was going to tell you too is I think it's mentality. I quit my job and I needed the income. So I didn't sit and think oh, this is going to be so hard. And I'm not saying you were saying that either, Sarah. That's a genuine concern that you had. I was just like, dude, there's gotta be people that are hungry in June. Like, people don't stop eating all year round. Just like this month, I really want $5,000 in sales. People are still eating. I need to find parties, or I need to find one-on-one consultations, or I need to find creative ways, which you guys probably saw my video Tuesday. It was a combination of all kinds of things combined into 14 minutes of long message. But it did talk through all the different things I'm doing now, salad socials, and this is just the season. In the fall, I keep it a little more strict because it's too much to track when you're doing 10 events. If my calendar gets really full in the fall. But right now, 3 salad socials and a kids class and a couple of regular workshops and a tasting, I can track that right now. It's not craziness for me. So I hope that answers the question. Anybody else have ideas or thoughts on that? Or did something, as I talked, did something just pop in your head that you think might work for you? Anyone?
Is there a graphic for Teacher Appreciation Week is coming up? It's the first week. It's the first week of May.
Yeah, actually, so I thought I saw something. Maybe the Idea Factory.
I would love to promote that on my page.
That I'm not kidding about. I actually do think I saw it there. People, I don't hate the Idea Factory, but it's not worth everything I've been through in the last, it's a resource. That's all. But I think, or
even like Teacher Appreciation Week / the end of the school year and end of teacher gifts, because as a teacher myself, there's only so many coffee cups and whatnot that one can get. And so the gift of Wildtree, I think, would be awesome. So
yeah. There is, Sarah, there are graphics. Search Idea Factory first, and if not, I'll go back into my old documents from last year. I also know I
don't know that I'm part of the Idea Factory.
Oh, you might not be. And man, are you missing out? Okay, hold on. I'll get you in there. I'll do this quick now so I don't forget. Oh, I can't do that. You cannot minimize it while you're recording. Okay, never mind. I won't do that. Oh, I can click here. Okay, I'm going to add Sarah to the Idea Factory. But yes, Sarah, I'm pretty sure that there is, you're going to get asked, by the way, if you've done 8 parties and who your upline is and all that stuff. They're going to message you, so just watch for it. And then once you answer the questions, they'll add you. No, it says you're already a member. You must have your notifications turned off. You're a member of the group
Is it called the Idea Factory?
It is Wildtree Idea Factory.
Wildtree. Okay, I'll look for it.
Okay, I did just search the word teacher, so while we're chatting quick, I'll see. Oh yeah, there's tons of teacher appreciation stuff that came up. Yep.
Do you be a leader? Or
no, you don't have to be a leader. You just have to do 8 parties. If you've done 8 parties and your goal is to build, do you want me to add you?
Sure.
Okay. Is there anybody else?
Curious now.
Yep. Is
Factory.
Is there anybody else that needs to be added? Just say something right now, and I'll add while I'm in here. You can lie. If you're building your business here and you think it would help you, you can just say you did 8 parties. I give you permission. Is there anybody else that wants to be added? Katrina, are you in? Tabitha, are you in there?
I'm not in there because when they asked me the questions, I was honest and I said, no, I didn't do 8 parties.
Okay. Well, I just re-added you. So just now this time say you did. Say I did my 8 parties. Now I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody else is in here, right? Okay. I think, is Tammy in here? Let's see. Okay, Tammy, they'll ask her too. Okay, there we go. We got that out of the way now. Okay, so Idea Factory, really quick, let me just quickly say this, is a great place to go. It's got a purpose, you guys, and it is, please just everyone look up at me. This is like Scout's honor. Just don't get lost in the Idea Factory. It's 1,000 ideas a day shared. All people, Katrina's like waving, all people's opinions. So here's when I use the Idea Factory. If I do something on social media and everybody sees it and wants to know what the Troutman org is doing and everybody asks me, like literally you guys should see my message feed some mornings I wake up. I just can't do that. And I want to help everyone. I just can't. So then I post in the Idea Factory, please respect my family. Know that I'm shooting for my vision of director right now. So here's the basics. Please talk to your upline. And if you need help further, they'll reach out to me. And that kind of helps the pandemonium. Okay, that's when I use the Idea Factory. I also go there, though, for stuff like this. Who has a teacher appreciation graphic? Who has an Easter egg graphic where pick the Easter egg? Because that's stuff that I don't find joy making. I love making recognition graphics for you guys. I don't want to find Easter eggs and number them. Jenny maybe would, but I don't want to. Like, she's organized. My brain doesn't care where the numbers are. So long story short, I do use the Idea Factory. Baby showers, fundraiser type of things. Those are all great reasons to go there. Tegan Braun is running a really successful fundraiser right now for preschool. You could search there, read everything she has, and then just, ask your upline, which is me. Instead of reaching out and not bothering. You're never a bother. I want to make sure I reword that. That's not true. Anybody in Wildtree will help you. But there also is we're all humans, right? And we all have to figure out where our faith, our family, and then our business and everything else fits in. So that's my deal on that. Okay, who else needs something? Otherwise, I have some tips for you I want to share before we finish up. We've got, now that I know how to figure this out, we have 7 minutes and 30 seconds before it will cut us off. And yes, I could pay for the upgraded version. I want you all to know this. But if I did that, we would be on here for 2 hours. So I purposely like it this way. It cuts us off. It respects your time. And I mean, you guys know me. I'm up anyway working. It's not an issue of not wanting to talk to you. It's just boundaries, right? Boundaries for all of you. I'm setting them for you. Anyone? Anyone? Okay.
I was just looking in the idea. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was just looking in the Idea Factory and I typed in teacher appreciation graphics or teacher appreciation, and I only found 2 things, and one of them had something about wild blueberry jam, and so I feel like that's outdated.
So go with less words. You may just need to get the idea first. Like you just
teacher?
Just teacher is what I typed in, and there was all kinds of things about teacher appreciation. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Just be very careful, because you could spend 3 hours on what you could just pull the words teacher appreciation off of Google and post something, so just be very, very careful. That's exactly my point, is that you can really get wrapped up in it, because there are some great ideas. There really are. That's why it's called the Idea Factory. But then there's also some ideas that aren't so good. It's going to be a joke for a long time in our, it's just going to be a joke for a long time. When the Idea Factory first came out, I didn't add anybody to it, and I didn't even want to be in it, and my notifications are off. That just gives you perspective. But now I do see value there. It's just have to be so careful, because not everybody quite understands what should be shared there and what shouldn't be. And yeah, it's not a good place to go for recognition. Like, if you want someone to toot your horn because you had a great idea, just call me and I will be like, oh my gosh, that's the best idea ever. Share it in our page. Because sometimes when you share it in a public forum like that, you just get nailed. It's like people throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Because they can just either belittle it or just ask you, how you doing it? Tell me everything. Send me the graphic. Can you type out the words for me too, so I know what to post? No, that's true. This is true. Okay. I wasted 2 minutes of complaining about the Idea Factory. It's got a good purpose. It does. And Tegan, who invented it, genius idea, because people were just killing her with questions, and she created this public forum. So, okay, couple of tips for you. If you're looking at your calendar right now and it's not where it's at, I encourage you strongly to take a step back and go back to the homework I gave you today first before you come back to it. It is so important at this point now, because we've been doing this for like 8 weeks, I think, 9 weeks, maybe 10 weeks even. Oh my gosh, time is going so fast. But I'll be honest with you, I had to do a revisit of my vision the last couple weeks after now Nate's schedule being all out of whack. You guys all know the drill. And then Macaulay not sleeping, sick, whatever. We've really kind of focused. And I will tell you, there's power in writing out your goals and power in knowing why they're important to you. Financial freedom from a job you hate. Gosh, what else? Somebody give me some examples. Family planning, paying off a kitchen remodel. That wasn't specific towards anybody. Everybody's laughing. Jenny, are you laughing? Let me see. What else?
I'm laughing.
Okay. What else? Like somebody else.
I actually laughed out loud in the car.
Okay, good. Somebody give me some vision things. Katrina, Tabitha, help me. Like just in general. What'd you say?
Student loans.
Student loans, debt reduction, or going back to school for something you're really passionate about, Tabitha?
The only thing I can think of is the leaving your job, because I hate my job.
Okay, good. So the point is, if you can revisit that and really write it out, like, why am I building a team here? Because it's so important to never say like, oh, my team's not working this month. Okay, like I've had that too, guys. But like, guess what? It's not their fault. They just don't have a vision that's your vision. So if your vision is to do something, why? And then what does that look like for you? It means that you don't have 3 people. You don't have you plus 2. You have you plus 20, because there's 20 awesome people out there that want to use Wildtree, whether just for the discount, part-time, or full-time. You really want a wide array. And I can tell you about that sometime, because even your full-time people are sometimes going to need a break. Something in their life is going to happen, and you want a bunch of part-time discounters to be at least putting in volume in those months. So it's very important actually to find all of them. Just be careful not to short sell the business and only have them buy a kit. There's a difference between buying a kit and never purchasing again. And there's a difference between using the products every month in your home. So, okay, so there's that tip, is go back to the homework and revisit. Okay, it's so important. And if your vision doesn't feel, and we don't have to use vision, you guys, it can be dream, it can be life-changing, like momentum, impact. I'll be honest, I just asked the leaders, the official leaders that we have in our org, to talk next week. We have kind of a weird situation where one of our directors, the person that I talk to the most in my direct upline, which is rare, she may be leaving Wildtree and going somewhere else. And it's been like a year that she's been on the fence. And so I'm excited for her. I think she's found something that's a really good fit. But that leaves me feeling like this, right? That can do that to you, because that's a person I've confided in, I've paced with, she's helped me grow. And you wonder where that's going to leave you. And then I had to wake up the last couple of days and say, why would that matter? My vision isn't her vision anyway. She can still be a great friend of mine. I'm not going to go to her for coaching. Clearly, she's not going to be as committed. But I'll figure it out, right? So I've already reached out to 2 uplines above her, right below Sonara Brown. I'm working with Sarah Moore. We're coaching on Monday morning, and I'm continuing on with life because my vision is strong. So I really want you to know that. I call it vision because vision to me is what it is. It's my long-term vision for my family, is to not have my husband working till midnight tonight. Dumb, so dumb. We FaceTime before bed. And that's okay. Like I'm not sad about it right now, because I'm so driven in what I'm doing, and it's happening slowly over time. It is working. What I'm doing is paying off. And even when people don't get back to me, Jacqueline, and I'm like, come on, people, I've sent out like 58 messages this week. I get some then back, and I'm like, yay, I got an order. I got a $300 and some order today. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the best order ever. And that ups my volume, and that makes me feel good. So just stick with it. Stay consistent. That was message number 2. Stay consistent. If you, Katrina, know that you didn't like how last month felt, you're going to do a better job at whatever you can do right now to create sales. You're all capable of selling a taco seasoning. Stop devaluing the products, and stop, oh, we have a minute. Stop feeling like your products are not worth it, or you feel bad asking someone to buy a $78 kit. You guys, people are buying $200, $300, $400 weight loss packages, supplements. I'm not criticizing them. I'm just saying people are spending their money. So start believing that they're going to spend it with you this spring, that they want to have parties, that they need meals, they want to give their teacher appreciation gifts out, they want to get ready for summer. And then when June hits, they want to have pool parties. They want to make grilling bundles. You guys, people want Wildtree. If they didn't, I wouldn't have sold $5,700 last June, my first month home. I had never really done over $3,000 ever. $5,700. I'll admit on July 1st, I laid on the floor. I was a little tired because that was the most I had ever worked the business. And I was like, whoa, baby. And I was a mom trying to breastfeed, all that stuff. You guys get it. But long story short, stay consistent. It's going to happen for you. Do your homework. Did everybody